Welcome back to Mindcrushers, baby.
Ah, my back is being crushed.
You know, that's how we start every Mindcrusher. There's just...
That's how we start them all. That's how we do. This is what we do.
If you haven't seen it before,
right.
It's an ongoing series here on the channel. This is something my brother got us, actually, quite a while ago at this point. And
yeah,
it's from, two co-creators of Cards Against Humanity. That gives you a vibe of the kind of stuff we're dealing with. Everything from nonsensical to stupid to maybe thought-provoking every now and then. All right? Mm-hmm. And we essentially, stupid questions, stupid conversations is the tagline. And it is NSFW, so this is not for the children. It's not for the faint of heart. Turn away now. Do not enter. Because you never know what you might get.
Yeah, I mean, in one episode we talked about like stepmom porn or something at one point. So
stepmom porn. It's like one episode, someone coming
sperm
in a black hole. Was this where I went to?
Sperm in a black hole. Yeah, Hector's hole. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and of course Chug's bunny. Chug's bunny was born from this.
Chug's bunny is one of my favorites.
Yeah. And so we're going to do 10. We do 10 cards every episode. So some of them can be absurdly quick, and some of them might take a little more time, but so you never know just how long it'll be, but we'll see. Yeah. So essentially, I think there's 250 cards altogether. So I forget what episode we're on now. That essentially will bring us to 25 episodes of Mindcrushers to finish.
Wow. Yeah.
I think
we're probably only like half.
I don't think we're halfway at all.
Maybe. I
think we're a third of the way, maybe.
But. Yeah, crazy. Well, you can tell some of these cards were also made for like a group setting, because sometimes it's like
it's like everybody name your favorite candy, and then
and we're just like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
for sure. I should read the warning on the top here. It says, Mindcrushers contains outlandish, paradoxical content that may induce vertigo, hallucinations, and/or ego death. Do not engage in Mindcrushers if you are a child, a ghost, or a humorless void. Okay? You heard them?
Yeah. Well, being a child is true. You should not interface with this.
I pulled them at random. They are all numbered. So, like, in retrospect, I could have done them in order. I don't know if there was an intended order, but I've been doing them random. All right.
Okay. This
one's called 12 Angry Minds. Extra thinky. All
extra
right.
thinky. Ooh.
It's called 12 Angry Minds. Extra thinky. Is there just one all-powerful decider up there in your head choosing everything you do? Or is there a whole crowded room of angry people arguing with each other over what to do? Discuss.
Interesting. No, I think there's one. There's just what in my head. There's me.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
It really doesn't make me think at all. I mean, I guess from a certain point of view,
Inside Out.
Maybe the Inside Out, or you could maybe like Angel and Devil, kind of on your shoulder, could be kind of like a concept of that idea.
And it's called
particularly.
It's called 12 Angry Minds, so they're referencing 12 Angry Men. There's a whole jury in there debating each thing.
Right. I would say for most decisions, most things, I would say it's just one. It's just me. And it's just me. Just me. I think in other instances, if it's something that I'm really like belaboring or really like thinking about, there might be an element of it's still me, but it's me positing different scenarios. So I think it's still like one person, but it's like one person that's
so now you're just talking about yourself.
Playing devil's advocate. Yeah, basically, yeah. Playing devil's advocate with everything. But that is what this is about. It's about what's going on up here.
This is all metaphorical anyway. I mean, what you described is that sometimes I have to weigh my decisions. And that could just be reflected. We could say there's multiple people are the options. But I was thinking you were saying when it's an extra difficult decision, then the one guy brings in reinforcements to talk about it. Maybe that's that. Like,
no, that's when I talk about it with
insulting.
my friends. That's when I talk about it with my
Yeah,
friends.
we live in the real world, Mindcrushers. With this fake jurors in your head. Yeah, I think there's probably
Does anyone
one.
think? I don't know. I don't know anyone that would
Or
necessarily think like maybe
none of the above.
multiple.
Maybe it's one above us. One all powerful and we have no free will. You ever think about that?
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
That's an extra thinky for you.
That's extra. That is extra thinky. I don't think that's true. But, I mean, the part where it's we don't have any free will. Definitely.
How? Who are you to say? That's what they would tell you to say.
That's
that's what they would make
that's
you.
Just what they program you to say.
Think.
That's what they program you to say.
It's such a stupid conversation to have because you can't actually have it. And at the end of the day, it's like we can say, "What if we're all in a simulation?" But if we're in the simulation, we're in it, and that's
there's not a whole lot we can do.
We don't have control over it.
About it.
If we have no free will, we don't know any better. We just don't. This one's called "Back to the Park." Pretty stupid.
Ooh. Okay.
How would you feel about a new Back to the Future movie where Marty McFly time travels into the movie Jurassic Park?
Okay. As soon as I saw Back to the Park, I was thinking, okay, so we were talking Jurassic Park, right? So they're going back.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they said when they said Back to the Future, I was like, oh god, we're smashing these two things together, aren't we? I knew exactly where that card was going.
Two classics.
Two phenomenal films.
They are
Back
phenomenal films.
Like
they also are very much like ones that you see normies have them on their shirts. They're those kind of movies.
Yeah.
You know, I see so many people with Jurassic Park shirts, or you know, they're very mainstream appeal. These two widely popular movies. Yeah.
They are, but they're also great.
Yeah.
Is the thing. They are also great.
Let me just start saying it
for different reasons.
I would love it. That's what we needed.
If it's what we needed. No, I don't. I would. That sounds horrible. I don't know. That sounds terrible. That sounds like what they're doing with Jurassic World.
Especially if they were to make it today, I don't think it would.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hit.
Well, thank God. Robert Zemeckis and I can't remember the other person involved. They were like, no, not until we're decaying in the ground can you do anything with that. It was basically what they've said. So they're letting Back to the Future stay dead. You know,
until they're dead.
The closest thing that I think has come to that is like there was a stage musical, the Broadway production Back to the Future.
Well, we're gonna give it 30 years. If we're generous, before we get the Back to the Future remake.
Yeah.
You know.
Probably.
Might be 10.
Well,
you can't keep them off. You can't fend them off long.
You keep them alive for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Maybe,
but yeah. So if they were to make it now, no. But if they were to make it like obviously in the in the 90s or something like that.
I don't know if the Back to the Future cartoon, if they ever like went to the distant past or something. I mean, here we're talking about it's just going to the park opening, but I'm thinking of like going to like the distant past. Like I don't know what they did in the cartoon really. I don't know a whole lot about Back to the Future animated series, but that does sound like the plot of an animated series, like a crossover, like the Flintstones meet the Jetsons type.
I mean,
type deal.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's something that's been done so much with. Every time you see time travel, it's like, let's go back to the Stone Age, right?
Yeah, right.
But it's different with Back to the Future, and when you got Marty and Doc, come on.
So would there be like, would they be like having to deal with like Cro-Magnon versions of Doc and Marty? Would Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd deal with like ancient versions of themselves, like what they do in Back to the Future Part 3, where they're playing, where Marty's playing, where Michael J. Fox is playing his ancestor.
I would love it if it was like they completely played into how like silly the concept is, and it's like we're not going to pretend this is like a legit movie we're making. It's just a fun crossover, like Sweet Life on Deck with Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place, that kind of crossover. You know, it would just have been a moment.
Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
It would have been a moment, you know. Maybe it's like the year 2000, and we got Back to the Park. And it's just like, wow, this is just silly, but I like it.
Jurassic to the Future. I guess that would be it. Be Back to the Park.
Back to the Park is like
here's the thing: we would have an orchestral mashup of the two themes.
It would be beautiful.
Bum ba bum 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 ba da dum bum bum ba da dum.
You just did it. Yeah.
Doesn't really work at all.
But so many stupid moments that are just like it's like they're memeing. You know, I would like it for that aspect. You know.
Well, here you could have Jeff Goldblum and Doc Brown. I don't remember who's Jeff Goldblum's character in terms of Doctor, the Chaos Theorist. I don't know.
Yes,
he's you have him and Doc going back and forth. You have some of that. That'd be fun. Talking about probabilities and gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. Oh, what's the man? What's he complaining about? I don't understand. Maybe do that iconic laugh.
Yes, go for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's his Jeff Goldblum's iconic laugh in Jurassic Park.
Yeah. They should do Wicked Park.
The Wicked Park? Where they sing the whole time as they're going through the park?
That's right.
They're going through the...
Anyway, yes.
Yeah, why haven't they made a Jurassic Park musical? That's what I want. That would be really expensive. All the dinosaur animatronics they'd have to like break out. Be like the Shrek the musical, you know, we got Dragon. Dragon's really huge and he's a big thing. They'd have to do that with the T-Rex probably. You know? The T-Rex would chase him around the stage.
Sure. So I sign off on it. That's how I would feel.
Yeah, if it was made then, it would probably be a fun, kitschy, like thing that's like, oh, it's horrible, but it's kind of wonderful at the same time.
People will look back on it now. And be like,
yeah,
there'd be like a cult following. It's like, you know, you remember?
Yeah,
you don't even know they made a Back to the Park. What's that?
Yeah, made now would be really gross and cynical, and I'd hate it. So.
Yeah. This is called Disturb Its Waters.
Oh, okay.
I have created a new toilet. Whenever a poo-poo or a pee-pee disturbs its waters, it says things like and ooh and more. It costs the same as a regular toilet. You in?
I don't have a kink like that, so no. I'm not okay with it talking back at me. Why?
Because it's the same price, and just for the novelty of it.
Would you? So you'd want to disturb your guests if they come over and they have to use it, and it's like
it's like a shock.
It would be a shock, but it might be. I don't know. Some people might think you're like
maybe uncomfortable
perving on them in a weird way. Yeah.
Maybe give them a warning.
Yeah, that toilet's a little unusual.
Just so you know, the toilet's horny today. Just today.
The toilet's really, really into it.
He's not usually
really
like
into
that.
Doing his job. It's not usually like that, but when I woke up this morning, you know, it's just
or don't say anything, and they come out and I was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "He never does that with me. That's crazy."
About? Yeah. What are you talking about?
You must be just feeling it today. Anyway, there it is.
No thanks. I'm good.
A poo-poo or a pee-pee.
Yeah. Why did they?
Of course they did.
Like that? That's more disturbing. That's almost more disturbing than the toilet making noise. Is the fact that they used those words like that.
This one's called the Fraternity of Capitalist Democracy. Extra thinky.
Ooh, we're getting the thinky ones today, huh?
Is our entire educational system an elaborate hazing ritual for the Fraternity of Capitalist Democracy to which we all belong? Like, we're basically just torturing our kids to make them loyal to our fucked up culture, right?
What?
It's all in service of the same thing. I mean, it's all, you're feeding the machine of capitalism, right? You're trying to produce kids that will operate within society, and they will be well productive members of society. And in that
Sure,
way,
but
it
like
is fraternity.
non-capitalist cultures do the same thing.
Yeah, you don't you don't have jobs.
They've done the same.
You
They've
don't
done the same
educate
thing
your,
for.
yeah.
They've done the same thing for like all of human history. Because like capitalist democracies, which by the way, this is stop calling the Western world stop calling America a democracy. It's not. First
It's
of
a
all,
democratic republic, bitch.
exactly. Um, we elect representatives to make the laws. We don't make the laws.
I haven't made one decision yet.
I haven't made one, not one. So yeah. But like that crumbles under the entire concept of like how was education handled through, like, I don't know, when we had like tyrannical governments or monarchies or any other sort of like any sort of other governmental systems that we've had throughout all of our history as human beings. It's like, yes, well, on the one hand, a lot of education was only to a privileged few, or a merchant class, or varying cultures had varying amounts of education. But there's also a degree of just like the general zeitgeist, like, right, even though you weren't like going to school for something, you were still getting educated in a certain way of life. Having to know how how long to where to plant crops in the right way, rotating them, things that people had to learn, our ancestors had to sort of learn throughout the course of their lives. Anyway, all that to say is, I mean, I think that there's, I think that's always a concern people have, like that you don't want to, you don't want to like indoctrinate your children in a certain form or a certain way. There's a certain degree of all kinds of education or some sort of form of indoctrination. The kind of ideals that you want to instill in your children that's essentially what an indoctrination is. But we're not, on the whole, we're not doing something like, say, North Korea is doing, and we're teaching them that their leader is a god who doesn't poop and has no sexual organs. He doesn't poo-poo. He eat the poo-poo. He doesn't poo-poo, and he doesn't pee-pee, and he's just a perfect being. Yeah, that toilet doesn't go So, I mean, fight the power, I guess. I don't know.
I feel you. It's fucked up what we're doing. This is what we're getting down to. This one's called Fundamentally Incomprehensible. Extra thinky.
All right. Oh, my brain! My mind is being crushed!
Is there any set of metaphors that would allow us to intuitively understand the nature of the universe, or is the basic structure of reality incomprehensible to the human mind?
Say that again.
Is there any set of metaphors that would allow us to intuitively understand the nature of the universe, or is the basic structure of reality incomprehensible to the human mind?
I think it's interesting because I think most of the metaphors that we have for something that's large scale are essentially referring to the universe at large as being kind of that in and of itself, right?
Yeah.
Like, even something like galactic is like, oh, that's enormous, that's giant. But it's like, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of galaxies in the universe, and we are just one tiny little planet in one small section of one moderately sized galaxy. So, yeah, I don't know. It is always very difficult to kind of try to wrap your head around something like that. I don't know if there really is a good ways to sort of. I don't know. I mean, I liked in it was a movie we watched,
The calendar.
Life of Chuck, which I think that the calendar puts into perspective the vastness of.
But I don't even know like
reality.
What we're asking here would allow us to intuitively understand the nature of the universe, or is the basic structure of reality incomprehensible to the human mind? It's almost like if we're talking about the basic structure of reality, that's not even just the universe and how things came to be. That's just like what is life.
That's just existentialism. That's just existentialism.
That brings me to a box of chocolates. Is a box of chocolates a good metaphor?
Because you never know what you're going to get.
Does that capture the reality, or no? We need something bigger, is what they're trying to say. I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
I think the answer is no. I think the answer is no, and the fact that we don't have an easy answer is the reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why... Right, I mean, the meaning of life is like one of those things that's gonna... Everyone's gonna have different answers for that. And some people, it's like you go your whole life trying to figure that out. Kind of, you know? It's almost like you almost bring your reason for living to your own personal ideal of that. And you bring that to, that's your reason for living.
And it's too grounded. Right? We're all too grounded to... I think it is correct that the basic structure of reality is incomprehensible to the human mind. Because everything is just informed by our very specific, very minute experience. We can't even fathom why reality. We can't.
Nope. I mean that's what religion, that's what philosophy, like a lot of those sort of more heady fields of thought, like that's the idea, is like that's what they're seeking to explain.
We're throwing darts
in a lot of ways, but like even then it's like, there is kind of a mystery still behind the nature of that too.
It's all mystery,
So
it's it's too much for me, I'll say that. I'll be the one to say it.
I'll be the one to say it.
This one's called Pube Grass.
I saw that.
Controversial NSFW.
Controversial NSFW. Wow. Have we ever had I can't remember a controversial recently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So there's a hot new trend in San Francisco. People are replacing their lawns with something called Pube Grass. It's an eco-friendly carpet of human pubic hair. The ground beneath it is soft and warm. You've got one of these pube lawns because you're a trendy person. Unfortunately, your weird neighbor Ted is really into your pube lawn.
Oh no!
Ted spends a lot of time laying on your pubes, petting them, and sometimes whispering to them. How will you handle this delicate situation?
Well, they're not your pubes, right? It's just they're just pube grass.
Just like politely calling them your pubes.
Yeah. Those are mine.
Because you own the pube grass, yes. It's like your grass, it's your pubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the setup is everything in these questions because...
Oh, 100%.
How will you handle this delicate situation? Like, that's just... You gotta call somebody about that at some point. If he's...
It's just like, Ted, get off my lawn.
Yeah, well, it's...
You just be the old man yelling.
Yeah, like, all you say first is, Ted, get off my pubes. Those are my pubes. Get off my pubes.
Those are mine. Yeah.
And... Can't you get your own pubes, first of all?
Right. And
then second of all, if he doesn't want to get off your pubes, then you just call some law enforcement and you got to get some people involved here because this is too much. It's not a delicate situation at all.
No, it seems like
it's a Ted problem.
He's got a big problem. Ted has a problem. I mean, maybe if Ted got his own pubes, if he got his own pube grass, then he would be able to be okay with
It's
it.
your neighbor.
Maybe he can't afford it.
Yeah, like how much is
Maybe he
Pube
can't afford him.
Grass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's it.
here's a question: is it tricky to mow? Is it like, do you probably have to get a special mower for it?
I don't think you mow it. I think that's the whole point. It's like an artificial grass.
It's just
like it's
pubes.
like if you got fake grass installed, but it's just it's a nice, eco-friendly carpet of human pubic hair, and the ground beneath it is soft and warm.
I had a lady that not pubic. She installed like AstroTurf on her property, which I thought was very weird.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's weird, but she's like, "Hey, I never have to mow." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't. You're right.
Yeah,
it's still weird."
Pube grass, I could see that taken off for sure.
Do you like dye it? Do you have to like dye it certain colors, or does it like come?
The business is interesting. The business model, because they must need like people to send in their pubic hair to make it work.
Yeah, So maybe it's multicolored. Maybe it's like a different sort of grain carpeting. Got kind of like
there's probably
multicolored.
Certain strains are more expensive than others, like because they're the more rare colors to get. They're harder to get. Alright, that's it.
I have red pube grass right now, baby. That's what you could show that off to everybody. Be like, whoa, check out my red pube grass. There it is.
So trendy. So trendy too. You post that up on Facebook, Instagram. Check out the new lawn. Dolphins can talk.
Okay.
So dolphins have language, like all the way. Words, sentences, names for shit, the whole enchilada. What if we learned to speak their language? Do you think we get along?
I think we'd probably ask them to stop. Like, I know animals do not have like morals, really. It's not like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe one thing would be try, like, could you maybe not rape everything? Could you try not to do that to everything? That's probably one thing we would probably like to try to talk to them, reason with them about. But I don't know. They might be able to have a language, but that doesn't mean they can necessarily reason in the same way that people can. So we just be like, hey man, it is what it is.
That's true. And yeah. But I do think we would get along. I mean, because we get along without being able to speak to them.
Yeah, they're
friendly.
Often very, very friendly to humans. Yeah.
So
you can train them. You can train them to do tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Save people.
Yeah, they're good. They're cool. They never really fuck with anybody. So imagine what stuff could they be saying? I wonder. Maybe there's like boundaries would be crossed with what they're saying, or maybe they're crossing lines. There's got to be a certain point we could reason with them.
We really don't want to know what they think about certain ethnic minorities, that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, and like you're saying, like with the lack of consent involved, maybe that's just a part of their culture, and then we'd have to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, right, and try to
and they're like, no, this is our way of life.
This is how it is, and they're okay with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Would we be able to convince the female dolphins to have an uprising? But then that might end up destroying the entire species thing.
It's essential. The misogynistic dolphin society is essential to their existence.
It's essential to. Might be.
No. I think we could find it out. We could figure it out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, if we can communicate, then there's some means of.
Yeah.
Something.
They seem to be happy sometimes when they're interacting with us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Seem chipper.
Pearly White. How far do you go with your wiping? All the way until the toilet paper is pearly white? Or do you call it a day at some earlier point in the process?
Great question. Pearly White.
Yeah, let's just go on record and say that.
Yeah. No, I mean, what? Sometimes it's annoying because there are times where it's you keep wiping and it just keeps coming, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I hate that. But it's like you gotta keep it going. You gotta keep going until it's clean,
and at
baby.
some point, you got to stick your hand in there just to check, right? You just gotta root around in
that,
there.
but you just gotta root around. What's going on back here?
I've gotten more into the wipe culture. The problem is,
what does that mean? Oh, like the wet wipe?
yeah. The problem is, you
Okay.
gotta be pretty thorough with the tissue paper before that, because most wipes you shouldn't be flushing, so you should be throwing them in a waste bin. All right, so you gotta be pretty thorough with your tissue paper to the point so you don't have some nasty wipes that you gotta just throw in a little trash can. Or
there are some that are supposedly they're supposed to be septic friendly because they will decompose like toilet paper.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to find that, because there's some that just say do not flush, and then I've gone to some
you got to be careful with
and
those,
then some that say flushable wipes you still shouldn't flush them. So it's tough, but
this is why a bidet. I'm a bidet believer, big time.
I believe I've never had it. I've never indulged it, and I would like to.
Yeah. I don't even have one of the nice fancy ones that have like warm water. You know, I just blast cold. But like,
and does it say something nice when it does it?
No, you can definitely get ones that do though. Speaking of pretty
cool.
But usually those would be yeah, they don't say that. They don't do that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, don't do that when you spray me. That's like it sprays you back, you know. If it like, you know, because you're if that toilet that talks like you take a leak in it, and then it's like if you're doing number 2, you know, you turn the bidet on and then it sprays you back.
Or maybe like trash talk you, or just some weird stuff like dirty boy.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch. Hey.
Like, hey, whoa.
Come on.
Hey, don't do that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, big bidet believer.
Yeah, the whole toilet paper thing, it's yeah, you gotta be pretty thorough with that stuff.
Yeah. But that's the benefit of the bidet, is because you're actually washing it. You're not just smearing.
Because it never feels it never feels like it's enough with toilet paper.
No.
So yeah.
No.
This one's called Part of Saturn. Extra thinky.
No.
So there's a spaceship that NASA built called Cassini that actually flew to Saturn, took pictures of all the moons and shit, and then flew right the fuck into Saturn. Like right the fuck in there. It got obliterated by Saturn's atmosphere, and now it's a part of Saturn. Like a piece of metal made by a bunch of monkeys on Earth is now a part of Saturn. How does this make you feel?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of beautiful in a weird way, right? Because it's like it's like you would think that, hey, those, you know, we should have no business of any of our material ending up in Saturn, right? You would think that, like, how could something that was made, you know, millions and millions of miles away ending up inside of this planet, you know? It's like, it's kind of, you know, some may consider it pollution. However, it's just one piece. It's not like our
one piece never killed anybody.
That's right. So it's kind of a weirdly poetic that it's like there's proof of our existence is even beyond our own sphere.
Yeah.
Of existence.
Similarly, it makes me feel nothing, and I actually am completely indifferent to it. So that's
I literally didn't think about the poetry of it until this very second.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Give me a couple years, maybe I'll think about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you're to my age, then
right now it's pretty surface level for me. It's kind of just like a.
Wouldn't it be neater if it ended up on one instead of being destroyed by the, you know?
If it was just sitting on it, visible, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, on one of the moons. Yeah, hanging out on, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Can't really remember the moons of Saturn. Is Ganymede one of them, or is that a Jupiter moon? I don't know. I don't remember. Io. I think that's a Jupiter moon too. Whatever.
Well, we've come to the end of the road. This is the final card here coming up. Just like that. Number 10. And this one's called Penile Firmness. NSFW. Okay.
Gee, I wonder why. I wonder what.
Just one question on here. Just a question. Okay. Is it possible for a penis to be too hard?
Well, isn't that why? Isn't that the
subject of that one documentary? Oh.
I don't know. No, it's gonna be like, wasn't that the whole point of when you're taking like a ED drugs, that it's like if you have it for longer than 4 hours, you should probably consult the doctor.
I don't know. You tell me. Someone else is gonna have to tell me because I knew nothing about that.
They're very proud of that. That's good.
Let that be
you should know
on the record too.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't know.
I never even looked into it. That's how much it's not even in the
I haven't
realm.
Seen,
no, that's being hard for too long. That's not being too hard, right?
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's true.
So it's like,
well, I don't know. Like, I mean, right? Isn't there probably some
like a cramp or something?
Well, I think I think you'd probably have to ask a woman that. I feel like would be probably a better idea, because I don't know. Because here's the thing: they make dildos. They make out of completely tons of different materials. So it's like, I think that a lot of that is down to personal preference, right? Because clearly there's a lot of them they make to have a fleshy but firm texture, to simulate an erect penis. Would that not that? And that may imply that that's the preferred way, but they also make glass, one's made of glass, which is going to be very firm. That's going to be very hard. Metal, nice and washable. Stainless steel, probably.
Wood.
So I don't know. Wood. Well, no, I think there was
splintered wood.
I think there's ancient. Because we have ancient artifacts of pleasure devices made of all kinds of different materials. So anything you could probably think. No, honestly,
there's literally, I
think there's actual fecal material dildos.
I know there's a penis museum,
Chorophyte. The penis museum. I'm sure there is one.
I think there is, but when it comes to natural firmness, can it be too hard? I mean, I'd have to see it.
I have to see it to believe it.
I have a hard time believing it. That's because again, if you're using these toys, they're not really, they are as firm as they get for the most part. You said, you do have the different materials, but the most basic of sex toys are just firm, and that's
right.
I mean, there's widespread appeal there. So I'd have to see a miraculous penis that has exceeded the firmness of an erect penis in everyday life.
It's whoa, you're really hard, man. That's amazing.
Jesus Christ,
that's
I don't know. I just can't imagine.
You're too hard. You're too hard. It's too much. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, this may be thinking too much about it, but what if there's a variable amounts to the firmness, right? There is a firmness scale that's a measurable scale of
well, that's true. I mean, you can be you can be half half mast, or it's not
half chub,
but it's not like imagine someone's they're saying you're too hard. We need to actually get you soft again and try to get it to the right firmness.
Oh, that'd be so odd, but that'd be really awkward. That'd be complicated and awkward.
I need to turn you off real quick. Yeah. I need to turn you off just a little bit because this is too hard. Just a little bit. Just the notch.
So basically, for this particular partner, this guy would consistently have to have ruined orgasms when he's not officially so he'd have to be forced to complete when he's only partially hard, which would be horrible.
Man.
That'd be horrible. That'd be awful.
That in itself could be a documentary, like the tragedy of the guy who was too hard.
the man who was too hard.
Yeah. And that's what it all comes down to. I mean, you think of a Black Mirror episode, Be Right Back, where she had the like her husband essentially cloned and sent to her, and it was like, oh, I can just turn on an erection like that. I can just do that on command. But it's like, is there a dial? Like, this is too hard. Let me turn it down from a 10 to a 9. You know, I don't know. Never really explored that. So my instinct is to say no. Because probably when you're getting to the point where it's too hard, it's probably not the problem of it being too hard. It's probably just the size of it, right? The size that becomes the issue.
Well, that's another thing that, you know, women have different preferences on that too, you know.
Yeah.
So the contrary to popular belief, bigger is not always better. So
we need to put that out there. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to put that out there. Justice for the average or below average man. You know, really, it shouldn't matter. Really, like your size should only that really shouldn't matter. Should matter is that you're having sex with the person that you love and have an actual, genuine, real relationship.
But maybe think about not being too hard.
Just don't be too hard. Just don't be too hard. And just
my advice for anybody starting out is to just really stress about how hard you are. And make sure it's the right amount. And try to control that, because it's like, okay, you're getting carried away here. It's too hard.
You're too hard.
Yeah, there it is.
We spent more time talking about that one than we did about the extra thinky one.
Nothing gets us to talking more.
About hard penises, yeah.
Penises, yeah. It's the good. It's the perfect conversation starter.
It's very much just like
this
is just a nonsense guy talk. Oh yeah, talk about your penis being too hard. Right?
I gotta tell you, I've never been in those locker rooms where they're talking like that. You know,
I've actually never had this conversation. Never thought about this once in my life.
Yeah.
So
this is a new one. Thank you, Mindcrushers.
Yeah. I'll probably forget about it.
I'm sure we'll never talk about penises again in Mindcrushers either.
Never. We'll never talk about penises or vaginas or coming or butts or I don't know. We'll never talk about any of that again.
To be fair, we did have a lot of extra thinkies this time. Not as much of the NSFWs. Yeah, just a little bit of Pube Grass, which is controversial, apparently. I don't really get
controversial because is it because the guy is, getting off on your pubes?
Right, that's a controversial thing to do for sure.
Yeah.
The question itself doesn't feel that controversial in comparison to other Mindcrushers questions, but there you have it, Mindcrushers. 10 more cards down. Do you have a favorite from today? We got 12 Angry Minds, Back to the Park, Disturb Its Waters, which is the poo-poo or pee-pee, Fraternity of Capitalist Democracy, Fundamentally Incomprehensible, Pube Grass, Dolphins Can Talk, Pearly White, which is toilet paper one, and Part of Saturn, and Penile Firmness.
Pearly White was fun. Oh, we're talking about shit and dicks.
We're just shooting the shit, and that's what it's all about. Shit and dicks. My favorite combo. Yeah, Penile Firmness is the top spot for me.
I think it's the highlight. Yeah,
it's really so thought provoking. They put a lot of effort into this one.
Yeah, no.
One question.
Really... Oh boy.
All right. Until next time. Here's the stack of all the ones we've done. It's pretty significant. But
I like how the top card we have on there is just straight up cum dumpster.
there you go, Mindcrushers. See you
There they
again in
are.
a few months, I guess. Subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed, like the video, leave a comment with your thoughts and your answers when it comes to specifically that last question. We're looking for some feedback there.
We're looking for yeah, let us know what you think.
Let us know. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our review of Pinocchio 2022 with our friend Rusty. It's years ago at this point, 3 years ago. Wow.
That's insane that movie's that old. I kind of hate that.
Check it out. I mean, we've done a lot of movie reviews on the channel, and we continue to do them, as well as game reviews, discussions, Survivor every week, shenanigans like this, and a variety of other content. All right. Until next time.